In the distant village of Evermore, nestled deep within the rolling hills, there was an ancient secret whispered only among the oldest generations. The village, covered in mist almost year-round, had a strange stillness to it, an eerie tranquility that never seemed to break. The locals never spoke openly about the past. Instead, they kept to their routines and avoided certain paths deep in the forest, paths where the air grew unnaturally cold and the trees seemed to whisper in an ancient tongue. Lena had always been curious, a trait that often led her into trouble. At the age of 17, she had long outgrown the stories that were passed down to her as warnings. "Don't go near the old woods," her mother would say. "The shadows there aren't like anything you've seen." Lena, however, was fascinated. She had always believed there had to be some truth to the mystery. And one foggy autumn afternoon, she decided it was time to find out for herself. With nothing but a lantern in hand, Lena ventured beyond the familiar outskirts of Evermore, stepping cautiously into the dense trees. The deeper she went, the colder it became, the air thick with the scent of earth and pine. The mist swirled around her like living tendrils, clinging to her skin. It wasn't long before she began to hear something soft footsteps behind her. Her heart raced. She spun around, but there was nothing. The forest stood still. Pushing aside her fear, Lena pressed on. She had read in old texts about the shadows, that they were not just darkness, but remnants of lost souls. She came to a clearing where an ancient stone circle stood. There, in the middle, a small, shimmering portal opened in the air. Lena reached out to touch it, and a voice echoed in her mind. "Turn back, child. This place is not for the living." She hesitated, but the curiosity was too strong. She stepped through, and the world shifted. She found herself in a place that seemed both familiar and alien, filled with muted colors and ghostly figures. These shadows were not malevolent, but they were lost, each one searching for something they could not find. Lena realized that the stories were real, and the shadows were the village's past. She spent what felt like a moment in their world, listening to their whispers of regret and longing. When she returned through the portal, the sun was setting. The forest seemed less menacing, as if the shadows now had a voice. She knew she could never tell anyone what she had seen, but she also knew she would never look at the village in the same way again. She had walked with the shadows of Evermore and carried their stories with her forever.